All right, guys, here we are, back to the live version. Here we go. So, we are here on the riding across of the Maya with the 4-6 profile. The 4-6. Right is might. Even in times of change, certain underlying principles endure. The instinct to maintain one's principles in times of change. The other side is that where Jupiter, which is the exaltation, will establish right action in the larger social realm. Saturn's will lead to inner strength and endurance as long as it is not threatened from the outside. So when you get to the fourth line here, what you're dealing with is just how to stay secure in transforming times. This is the key to the success of tribes. This is the success of raising a tribe up, that they don't get locked into your old tribal pattern that will lead to extinction. There are so many tribes that are extinct of becoming extinct on a yearly basis on this planet. They are tribes dying. Their language is dying every year. This is the great failure of for the tribe. This right is might is simply about the ability for any tribe to maintain its continuity as long as it can find the right talent. And as long as it can find the right talent, it doesn't matter what is going on or around. Its time will come. You can see particularly what happened in Asia after the Second World War. You can see very clearly that the changing of the consciousness field, the technology field, all those things were immediately taking in without really losing all of that tribalness that way there. And yes, some you have to adapt. There are things that you have to deal with transformation. But the first line shows its deeper influence that says it's all right, we can still be a tribe even though we have computers. As a matter of fact, we can be a richer tribe, a smarter tribe, a more successful tribe. One of the difficulties of the third line is that the third line is threatened by changes coming into the tribe because, again, failure is the theme and the third line, whereas the fourth line realized that without change, the tribe would die. There must be change. So let's go to the juxtaposition cross of conservation. The 4-1, the juxtaposition cross of conservation. And interestingly enough, this very line brings us back to the first line, this harmony in a sense. Of course, we have had a movement that has taken place that we have now gone to the 60. We have limitation and we have the 56. So now I want you to think about this cross in a different way. The moment I'll say 50 and 56, you should already be recognizing what's coming because the 60 and the 56 are an arm of the law, the cross of the law. So you can see what's floating in there underneath now. There's law creeping in here. Limitation is there the moment that we start talking about conservation. Everything has a limitation. And the one thing that we know is that the one thing that is always consistent is change itself. One of the things they do see is that in 60 and in 56 is the metaphor for limitation and transcendence. This 56 gate is so turned to the stimulation of the time, it's only able to metamorphose, to change radically, believing it so easy to change because it has no grounding. So, one of the things underlying this is a belief, a deep belief that one can transcend the limitation of being a tribe, the limitation of the circumstances that change can bring. That that is the message. That magic is everywhere, always the potential for a solid foundation. Now remember, psychologically, the 32 is not healthy. The 3-6, which dominates any hexagram, after all, sixes of the 12 processes will have 3 or 6 themes, and you can see that there's the third line and the sixth line are very depressing and fraught with failure, which is why tribes do die. They don't all survive. So many tribes have disappeared over time. Those sweet old Mayans, these Etruscans, however you want to talk about, somewhere out there, they're gone and tried to disappear now still. The 4-1 will simply say there's a fundamental principle. The fundamental principle as a tribe, as long as we maintain our authority, as long as we maintain our language, as long as we maintain our traditions, then we are able to survive any change. That is our power. It's inherent in our principles, and it's our true value. As a tribe, our true value is determined by the depth of the bond that we have to those things that are impermeable, that will never change, that will last forever. And so today, regardless of how modern we are, you go into the most sophisticated society and you go to their festival and they show you 250-year costume and the old tradition, and everybody will be happy. There's the line of continuity. Even though everybody's showing up in their Mercedes Benz, there is this line of continuity. So is there that line of continuity? Are you having noticed this going on? Please let me know, because this is your issue. This is your thing.